Hello everyone and welcome. This is Linda and you're at Icky Chic Designs. We are working on our Wild and Free quilting series, and this is I'm going to show you how to start your circle quilt. I think I've been saying that I have a 6.25 inch square, but actually my square is 6.5. I'm using a 6-inch ruler with a 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way around, and I think I've been saying 6.25, but it's 6.5 by the time you add both seam allowances. But that's the size square that I'm working on to create my lap quilts. Okay, on this one and on the Hills and Dales. The circle and swirls. In the strips and strings quilt, we're using all cottons and very scrappy. In this one, we're using any kind of soft, pliable fabric. Mostly I get mine out of scarves. I cut up old scarves and things like that. A few garments that have the appropriate fabric in it. But, and in the Hills and Dales, we're combining both types of fabrics. So let's get into this. This is my batting, and then this is cut out of an old sheer curtain, and I had 2 panels of that, so I thought I would have enough for this quilt. Okay. Now, I get this down on there. I'm not going to sew this down, I don't think. I'm just going to pin it, and I just so it won't move around on me. I need to get it a little better squared up than that. Okay, there we go. So let's just 2 corners should be enough to keep it from sliding off that batting. Okay, and I'm working out of a bucket that I've got different fabrics in from scarves and silky fabrics and things like that. Okay, that's what I'm going to be working out of. This is not hard, but it is fiddly, is what I call fiddly. Let's take this little scrappy piece here. Let's see if it'll tear. It does, but in the wrong direction here. Let's take this. This is off of a garment. This was a blouse, as you can tell. Really pretty fabric, soft, pliable, gorgeous color. So we're going to use that as our beginning. We're going to scrunch it and scrunch it until we get starting in our circle. Now sometimes I like to fold and twist. You don't have to do that, but you do want to get a scrunchy look. And folding and twisting does do the job, let me tell you. Get us a little circle going here. Now this isn't going to be perfect when you just do this and pin it down, but you work it in as you sew it. Shape it up as you sew it. Okay. We leave a tail because we want to swirl in. Do you see how the white is swirled into the green and the purple? And we want to swirl in these colors so that they blend well together. Let's see what we might put with that. Try this scrunchy fabric here. It's very bold, and it doesn't tear at all. I don't want a wide piece. I want to, on right here, I want to just scrunch that up in there. Bring my fabric over into there. Try to, what we're doing with this circles and swirls, we want this one fabric to swirl in and under another and around. Okay. All right. Again, you can do a lot of blending and shaping when you're actually sewing this. Detail out the shaping. You know, you can get it as close as you can, but it always takes some additional shaping when we're sewing. Okay. Let's bring this one up into there. Leave a tail. And let's pick another fabric. I think this has some gold glitz in it. I don't know if it'll tear either. Oh, not very well. Get a wider piece maybe. We'll see what that does. Yep, that did better. We might use that so we don't chunk it or nothing. Let's see, we gotta, just gonna trim up the little fibers just a little. I'm gonna fold that. Okay, you can see there's nothing hard about this, it's just playing with it. Nice soft folds, twist and turns, tucking. Okay. Got an interesting looking one going here. Oh, what can we run into that? I wonder what that would look like in there. You see this? Cut off of a scarf. Wrap this one around it too a little bit. Tuck it in. Oh, that's kind of pretty. Okay, this would be a good place to tuck in another one. What can we use here? Let's see what I got over here. Not liking that too much. This might be pretty. Kind of have to pay attention to your proportion. You want, not heavy on one side or the other. So you kind of pay attention as you go and work those in there. Pair of tweezers or a skewer sometimes are handy, like now when I want to tuck kind of a fragile fabric into another one. That's really helpful. Into or under. So that there's a blend to these fabrics. It's kind of hard to tell where they stop and start. That's the swirling effect that we want. And you like your natural folds because in the end these look like flowers, and that just adds to that effect. Okay. Yeah, let's see. This yellow might look pretty good. We're just about getting to the size that we want out here. Do I want to, let me just leave this whole. Oh well, what I want to do is fold that over. Get me a little point there. Shove him up into there. Get the pin out of there. I'll bury him. Okay. Just twist it a little bit, get our folded side to the outside. Maybe twist it again. And again. This is nothing but pure fun. Get to squish fabric. Okay, this is going to be about right. This is going to be okay. A little bit here and a little bit fat over here. What can we end up with over here? Let's try a piece of this scarf. I don't know, did it? this one. And don't worry if it looks a little messy and whatever. And it doesn't have to be perfectly round. You see this one? It's closer here than it is here. It doesn't have to be perfect. Do not look for perfection. Just get you a pretty circle and swirl down. Okay. I think the 3 different quilts that I'm going to be working on this year, I think there's going to be something for everyone in these quilts. That there's so that everybody can make one along with me if they choose to do so. They got 3 to choose from, and or you can make all 3 of them with me. We'll definitely have a scrappy good time doing it, won't we? Okay, we're going to call that one done. Okay, and when we get that one sewn down, and again, let me show you the stitching on this. This is much smaller stitching. I take smaller stitches because this is very delicate fabric. A lot of it is very loosely woven. You can stitch it any way. Look how I stitched out here and then out here. And then I do a different stitch on the side here, just overcasting, running stitches, whatever I feel that it takes. And then I go back and fill in stitches where I think it needs it. Just tacking things down in the inside. Just stitch it to where you know that it's secure and strong. Okay. So I think that one's pretty. What do you think? I think that's going to look good. And if we want to add something in here, you can always come back and grab something. Whatever you think you would like, scrunch it up and put it in the middle. You can make flower center that way, or just appear to be another layer in the inside circle. And I will probably do that when I get some more stitching down. Then I'll put something in there. And I'm anxious to see that stitch because it looks entirely different once it's stitched down. And it's going to be very pretty. But can't you envision now this quilt coming together, and it will have a scrappy sashing like our other quilts, but it'll have these beautiful fabrics on the inside in this circles and swirl pattern. And all this is scraps from just fancy fabrics and mostly scarves. Okay, so go out there to a thrift store, Goodwill, wherever you can go and buy. If you don't have any fabrics like this, buy cheap scarves and cut them up. They come, choose the ones that have all kinds of textures, but lots of color, some glitzy ones that have some glitzy threads in them, some woven ones that have different textures, some silky ones. Just combine them all, okay? and you'll get some beautiful textures out of that. All right, let's keep going. And I think that everyone here at Icky Chic in 2025 are going to stay very scrap happy.